For this video, we bring you some of the best movies of the moment. Movies that you can find on the main platforms. Let's start. Number 10. Gold. Two strangers stumble upon the largest gold mine ever found when traveling through the outback of the Australian desert. The greed to achieve the dream of being a millionaire seizes them, and they quickly hatch a plan to protect, dig, and extract as much gold as possible before the harsh climate and dangers of the Australian savanna end their lives. A survival thriller that explores themes such as greed and ambition, but above all the challenge of surviving in hostile conditions such as the desert. Number 9. The Stranger. Two strangers meet on a long journey. Apparently, there are two normal people who have nothing to hide, but the reality is totally different. One of them is the suspect in the disappearance of an unsolved person, and the other is none other than the undercover agent who is investigating it. A thriller that premiered at last year's Cannes Films Festival, starring Joel Edgerton and Sean Harris, based on the true story of one of Australia's most famous investigations.
This is the largest missing persons case in the history of our state, and is one of the largest in the history of our country.
Number 8. Cop Shop. A small-town police station is set to become the unlikely battleground between a hitman, a smart rookie cop, and a con man seeking refuge with nowhere to run. The film begins in the Nevada desert where the con man Teddy Moreto is on the run. In desperation, he purposely hits a rookie police officer who locks him in a cell at the central station. While the motive for the incident is found out, a hired killer pretends to be an alcoholic with one goal: to be arrested. With the two men locked up face to face, a dialectical battle begins in which one will think about escape and the other about murder. The film takes place in a police station where half of its execution takes place in a cell. The protagonists enhance their personalities in a plot that is intended to be intriguing. The mafia is going to be the one behind all the mess, but their distance is so far away that it is not clear who really pulls the strings of the crime.
So why were you looking to get locked up, Theodore?
Everyone's trying to kill me.
If you like the movie tops, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to see more videos like this. Number 7. Blonde. The miserable circumstances of Norma Jean's upbringing are portrayed. The damage inflicted by a psychotic mother and the absence of an unknown father, and perpetually longing for her, and the desolation and betrayal suffered after spending 4 years in an orphanage and later in a transit house. Review the hard road that young Marilyn had to travel to achieve fame, which is not without sexual favors to studio heads who made her believe that she was a stupid and talentless young woman while they extorted millions at her expense. Relive Marilyn's 3 marriages, conveying that insatiable need for security and love. It remarkably captures her breathy voice, slight stutter, and shy personality that produced her fickle demeanor. A biographical film starring Ana de Armas. Number 6. Athena. After the death of his little brother Kareem in an alleged police altercation, Abdul returns from the army and finds his family torn apart. Caught between the desire to avenge Kareem and the dirty dealings of his older brother Mukhtar, he struggles to calm things down. The tension is increasing, and his Athena neighborhood is transformed into a besieged fortress and the scene of a tragedy for the family and everyone around him.
Pour la mémoire d'Idir, les coupables seront traduits en justice. Je vous demanderai de rester calme.
Number 5. Elvis. Another biographical film of one of the most famous artists in the history. It focuses on the musician's relationship with Tom Parker, his manager for 2 decades. Tom Hanks, in a marvelous performance, embroiders the characterization of Parker, a shrewd man who knew how to recognize an extraordinary talent in the young Presley. His controversial way of carrying out Elvis's musical career serves as a common thread to tell the public the personal and professional biography of the singer. The film delves into the complicated dynamic between Elvis and Parker over the more than 20 years from their rise to fame to their fall. All this behind the curtain of the cultural evolution and social maturity of the United States.
We are the same, you and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for eternity.
Number 4. 2067. A dystopian future, the world as we know it does not exist. Climate change has created the need to use artificial oxygen in order to live. To save humanity, Ethan will have to travel to the future to find a cure for his wife's disease, and that of many more people. Along in the face of danger and with nothing and no one to trust, Ethan faces a reality that may be more hostile than the one he lives in. The film is not only due to the catastrophe of humanity, because it mainly revolves around the mystery that surrounds the crucial moments in the life of the protagonist. Discovering the secrets of each one with looks from other angles as the situations repeat themselves. The unanswered questions that move the story forward are the greatest virtue of this fantastic thriller, with a low budget and very good ideas. Number 3. 20th Century Girl. A drama romance film written and directed by Woo Ri-bang that follows the story of Bura, a bright and charismatic 17-year-old high school girl who in 99 is discovering her own path. Touring successes in taekwondo and as a member of a radio club at his school. One day, her best friend asks her to help her to investigate everything about Hyun-jin. A boy is in love but with who doesn't dare to speak to him. Accepting this task, Bura discovers that after observing and investigating him for a while, she has begun to fall in love too. But a tragedy strikes and lives of the three separating them and ending their friendship and romance. This will make several years later in the 21st century. Bura receives news from both of them, reviving memories that he thought he had forgotten. Number 2. Argentina 1985. A film inspired by real events. The prosecutors in charge of bringing to court those most responsible for the bloodiest military dictatorship in the Argentine history. In the film, the lawyers have to form a team in a very short time and sit down the 9 accused commanders. In a country agitated by social unrest and clashes between supporters of the regime and those subjected to reprisals, both will carry out the trial in the best possible way. Inspired by a well-known true story, this legal team dared to accuse the bloodiest military dictatorship against all odds, against the clock and under threat. A great film for those who know the story and for those who don't, with a wonderful performance by all the actors. Number 1. Silent Night. As the world grapples with the apocalypse, a group of old friends gather to celebrate Christmas in an idyllic country house in the United Kingdom. Bothered by the idea of the inevitable destruction of humanity, they decide to face the situation calmly by opening bottles and continuing with the celebration. But as much as they want to pretend normalcy, sooner or later they're going to have to face the idea that it is their last evening. The arrival of friends at Christmas dinner is the kickoff, so that despite the fact that the world is about to explode, new and also old frictions arise between them.
For our beautiful children, our beautiful friends, may we rest in peace.
What other movie do you recommend? We read you in the comments, here we leave you more videos like this.